Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to install a set of BMR lower control arm relocation brackets. Here's the brackets right here. Comes with the bracket for each side. Comes with some bolts and washers and nuts. So should be a fairly straightforward job. Anyways, let's get under the car. Okay guys, there's several ways you can go about cutting these. You could use a grinder with cut-off wheel or a sawzall. I think sawzall would be the fastest, but I'm using a small Dremel. The reason I chose to use Dremel is because it's small and easy to control. It probably took less than 5 minutes to cut through this one, and I didn't even have to loosen it up. Look, you see there's a space right there, so I just went right to that edge, and that way I don't nick the factory control arm bracket. But anyway, I zipped through that one quite easy. Like I said, probably less than 5 minutes, but a sawzall would be quicker, but it's just a little harder to control. And like I said, I didn't even have to loosen these up because there's a space in there, so I just left them tightened up and zipped right through it with the Dremel. And you can see I've got the other side all started. I'm just gonna, I don't know if I can get this on camera or not. Okay, now using the Dremel, you gotta go fairly slow. Make sure that you don't put no like side pressure on the cutoff wheel, because these will snap quite easy. And regardless of what you use, definitely wear eye protection. You don't want a piece of metal in your eye. Okay, anyway, you get the idea what I'm doing. Just, you got to be very careful, go real slow. Like I said, this here cutoff wheel just explode if you put any side pressure on it. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the camera. You have an idea what I'm doing. Like I said, probably a sawzall would be easier, but just a little harder to control, and I don't want to nick nothing. Okay, guys, so we got both brackets cut. So now I'm gonna remove the bolt for the control arm. Now I can't remember if this is a factory bolt or not, so your size might be different, but this one here is a 19 and it's 18 on the nut. Maybe I ain't be able to use this. Anyway, I can use it for the... Anyway, I can use it for the shock. Now the shock's aftermarket, so it's probably different than the factory one. It uses a 19. I think it's 19 here to hold it. The shock's loose. Use that. See, the bracket just fell off. Car must have shifted, so now the bolt's getting caught. So Control arm drops out. And push the shock ahead a little bit. Now, this bracket here is going to be pushed over just a little bit. It holds your parking brake cable, and plus there's it's connected to your brake line up top, but it'll move over. So this slides up between that bracket, and then you got to get it on the shock. I get the shock in here. Yeah, the shock's in. And she just slides up in there like this. Okay, so once you get her lined up there, start your knot on your shock. Comes with some new bolts. The washer goes on here. Now I'm going to see if it'll come in this way. It should. And now I always put the bolts in on this side, and I'm going to keep doing it. Okay, so just line this up, slide the bolt in, and it comes with a spacer that goes up in here. There it goes. Hold on. Okay, so it just slides through like that. See, the spacer goes in. Spacer goes in the middle, and you tighten that down. And then you bring your control arm up, and it goes into this hole here. It's not lined up, as you can see. That's because the car shifted. You can maneuver it to get it in. Okay guys, so these lower control arm brackets, relocation brackets, I was always under the assumption they were for lower cars, which they are, but one of our subscribers mentioned that they can also help traction on non-lower cars, and so I dug into it a little bit, and even BMR says that it can help with traction on non-lower cars. So that's why I picked them up. Now I'm installing these today, but normally you would come down and put your lower control arm in this spot here, or if you're lowered, you might want to go clear to the down to the lowest one. But I'm going to be putting mine back in the factory location, and I'll tell you why. Because last year I never really had too much in the way of traction issues. It would squeak the tires a little bit, but nothing that hurt quarter-mile times. So now that I got gears in it, and soon gonna have a torque converter, that's why I figured I might as well get these just in case I run into traction problems, which I probably will. But instead of starting out right here, I'm going to put it in the factory location. So the reason I'm going to put it in the factory location is because I don't want to just put them on and okay, I got traction, so they must work. I want to know first. I want to wait until I do actually have traction issues, and then I'll drop it down. And if it cures the traction issues, then we'll know these work. Hey guys, I got the bolt in. Now what I had to do is, one, I had to come in from the other side, which I prefer to have it on this side, but the bolt was so long it was hitting on this anyway, on the sway bar. So I I got it started, and then I had to just keep moving the car like this. And then eventually it lined up. That happens when you get it on, when you take this out when it's on ramp, sometimes the front of the car moves ahead a little bit and it shifts. Anyway, we got our nuts on here. Now, it doesn't come with a washer for this side. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to use one of the old ones. Maybe I shouldn't. Bolt don't seem all that long. 19. These new bolts are both 19. When you tighten these up too, you want to, before I tighten that up, I should tighten this one up to hold it on this side. Like I say, these are aftermarket shocks. These are adjustable shocks. They'd be a little different than what you got on your car, probably. So this bracket's still nice and tight. In the instructions, they say to drill a hole here and put a nut in there, which I may do in the future when I drop this down. Right now, there's probably not. Well, yeah, there is lots of room there for a nut, but anyway, it's sturdy. This here's sturdy, so I'm not going to worry about it for now. Okay, that nut's through there enough. I'm going to leave that washer. Maybe you're not supposed to, I don't know, but the original one had a washer there, so I'm just going to keep the washer. I'm going to torque these. I can't remember the exact torque for these. Seems to me it was 74 foot-pounds, but I've had this apart so many times in the last 6 months that I just been going 80. I go 80 with the shock, 80 with the lower control arm, 80 with the torque arm. So I'm going to go 80 on these. Okay, one thing I should mention is if you're using jack stands, don't tighten these up until you get the weight of the car on the suspension. Otherwise, you preload the bushings, and it's not the end of the world, but it's not good for them. So now I'm going to torque this to 80 and make sure that's not turning. It's not. Okay, so that's 80. For some reason that's still turning. Okay, so that's 80. I'll do the shock at 80. Oh. The shock's at 80. Okay guys, here's a little tip that might help if you're having issues with the rear end shifting on you. If you're on jack stands, I don't know that you'd have this issue anyway. But where I'm on ramps, it's shifted around. But anyway, just grab the wheel and just move it back and forth, and that helped on the other side. Might have to actually go forward there. By shifting that around, I was able to get that bolt all the way through. Anyway, so that last one's in. So I just got to torque these and she'll be done. Okay guys, there we have it. I got both sides done. Pretty simple job actually. I don't know how helpful the video will be. Hopefully it'll help somebody out, and might be a couple weeks before we get to find out if they actually work or not. Like I said, I got it in the stock location just because I never really had traction issues, and I want to make sure I do before I actually set them down, so we'll know one way or another if they actually help. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.